I have gathered together every red wine that Costco's private label Kirkland makes. They make wine all over the world. They even make a Barolo for a mere $20. Will it be any good? You're gonna have to wait to the end to find out. We're gonna start at the bottom and work our way right on up. I will taste them all and tell you what is worth buying and what is not, so that you do not have to waste your time or money. These 13 wines came to $185.51. Right, first up, I am trying the Kirkland Signature California Red Wine 2022. You guys, this is a Magnum. A Magnum is 2 frickin' bottles of wine. And do you know how much this Magnum of wine, basically 2 bottles, costs? It costs $7.99. If this were just a regular bottle of wine, it would be a $4 bottle of wine. What is in this red blend? I don't know. I don't know. My guess is that the workhorse gripe of California Merlot is doing some heavy lifting here, but you know what? Let's give this a test and see what we think. Glug, 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 glug. All right. I'm a little nervous, guys, I'm not gonna lie. It's very purple, rather translucent in the light. How does it smell? I get a lot of strawberry jam, maybe a little cherry jam. There's also something that's a little plastic about it. I'm not sure what that means. Very one note. It's not like offensive. It is wine and it drinks as such. Not really much acid to speak of. Medium minus tannins. You just get a faint buzz on the tongue. I can feel the heat of the alcohol in my chest coming up. This has got to be at least 14.5. Let's see what they say it is. They say it's 13.5. I don't believe it. I think it's a little higher. Yeah, it's coming in hot. There's something a little sour at the end, and it finishes with notes of Tootsie Roll. I don't hate this. If you told me it cost $8 for a bottle, aka if this Magnum cost $16, I would believe you. Would I be like, this is my favorite wine on earth, party on, excellent? No. You know what, Kirkland? Not good job, but like passable job. You did a passable job on a red blend from California. Okay, well this is exciting. Kirkland Signatures, Costco's private label, also makes a wine from Washington. This is another red blend. We also don't know what's going in this. My guess, knowing what's grown in Washington, there's probably some Cab, there might be some Merlot, there might even be some Syrah. The important thing is, how does it taste? It looks pretty purpley, going into a slightly more like rusty color at the edge. Ooh, very bright and juicy. A little tart. You get like some cranberry juice, but more like cranberry juice cocktail. I like cranberry juice cocktail. That's what makes a Cosmo a Cosmo. A little spicy. The nose isn't giving too much. Let's try it out. That is a wine that is both subtle, but in a way that feels elegant. It also makes me feel like this is a 2023 wine. It makes me feel like maybe this wine has a place to go. For $14.99, would I expect more complexity? I don't know. Let's talk more about the structure. The tannins are actually a little grabby, not unpleasantly so. Dusty tannins.
What are dusty tannins? Explain that.
Oh, we're getting a question from Trent, my cameraman. Trent, cameraman, you're so shy. You're speaking up today. Dusty tannins, they just feel dusty. There's polished tannins, there's grabby tannins. Dusty tannins have like some texture to them, but they're not. If I could sit down with you and make you taste every type of tannin there was, maybe I could make it make more sense.
Good or bad thing?
Neutral. It's a neutral thing. It's a better thing than them being grabby or unintegrated. It's just, it just is what it is. Do I like this wine? Yes. Do I think it is a $14.99 wine? Sure. In context compared to a $4 wine, do I think this is a $14 wine? No, I'd put it at $9. But, you know, valiant stab at it, Kirkland. All right, I am trying the Kirkland Signature Cabernet Sauvignon from Sonoma County, California, 2023. Sonoma County is up north. It is kind of just to the west of Napa. There's some great wines that come out of Sonoma. Will this wine for a whopping $6.99 be one of them? The only way to know is to put it in the glass and try it. By the way, if you want to know how private labels like Kirkland can make quality wines, quality ? Wines for less prices, I explained all that in my Tasting Every Trader Joe's Red Wine video, so check that out. So far, all the Kirkland wines I've tried have all had sort of this slightly purpley, translucent thing about them. Blackberry juice, black plum, so much plum going into like maybe a bit of prune, but like totally like those big purple, black purple plums you see. Major notes of that on this. This one, it's not like it's like offensively bad, but it's kind of flabby. It's kind of, you taste it and it feels like the flavor just like drags your tongue down. There's a little bit of tannins, but they're not interesting. There's not really any acid. It tastes like someone took a cup of blackberry juice, poured some prune juice in it, and then put like a sippy cup on top of it and hid it in the corner of the room. And it starts saying, "I'm wine, taste me." And it's because you're covered up and muted and just not very interesting. You're in a sippy cup. This wine doesn't make me mad, but it also doesn't make me happy. Kirkland Sonoma County Cabernet Sauvignon, worth $6.99, I guess. I mean, that's not a lot of money, but like you could do better. I am trying the Kirkland Signature Cabernet Sauvignon from Columbia Valley, Washington, 2023, which goes for $7.99. It has a lovely dusky label. Will it taste good? Does it look good? Oh, this looks deeper purpley than some of the other Costco wines.
Promising.
We got a comment from Trent, my cameraman. He just wanted to know if that's promising. Trent, the cameraman, I don't know yet. Please be patient. Ooh, getting like red plums on this. A lot of red fruit. Berries, boysenberry maybe? Raspberry, all the berries. Blackberry, a little bit of spice. Something almost white peppery, like a little floral to it. It's not bad. Let's put it on the palate. On the palate, you're getting more of like the black fruit, but you're also getting it kind of ends kind of earthy, like a potting soil essence to it, if that makes sense. Yeah, dries can be, the tannins are fine grained. These are not dusty tannins. These are like puckery tannins. Like you can feel it drying from your lips all the way to the back of your mouth. Is this wine sort of interesting? Yes. Is it a wine that I would buy again? It is not. It does not offend me, but it does not please me. So that is my take on the Columbia Valley Cab. We are tasting the Kirkland Signature Cabernet Sauvignon, Alexander Valley, Sonoma County, 2022. Alexander Valley is a subregion of Sonoma Valley known for its cabs. The subregions, sometimes the more specific the region, the higher quality the wine, and possibly the higher the price. This particular one comes in for a, oh my god, $9.99. Let's try it. Let's try it. Oof, getting a woody note on that, like a cedar, like very much like potpourri in the closet, but not too much rose, mostly like cedar chips and like dried fruit, like dried strawberries or even like freeze-dried strawberries and raspberries. Maybe a plummy note. Let's just see how it feels. Interesting. Dry. I'll walk through this like a professional. Dry, medium acid, warming alcohol. Alcohol feels like it could be upwards of 14%. Let's see what they say. 14%, I was correct. Aha! Tannins are kind of not particularly overt. Very much red fruit going into dried and stewed red fruit. But it is a dry wine. It's not sweet, but it has some of those sweet fruit flavors. Definitely like a slightly woodsy note to it. A little bit of a vegetal nature to it. It goes down very smooth and spicy. At the same time, there's something about the wine that doesn't feel totally cohesive. It's like it says one thing here and another thing here and another thing there, and your mouth is like, I don't know what to make of this. Would I buy this again if I were just like, man, I need a cab for under $10 that like, at least normal people it won't offend. If I brought this to my wine people, I don't know what they would say. It's fine. Kirkland Signatures Cabernet Sauvignon from Alexander Valley. It's fine. We are starting to move into the big guns. This one is actually a single vineyard from Napa Valley. It is their 2022 Suscol Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. They have like a whole map and everything on the label to tell you where it came from. So this is a deep dark purple, starting to get a little bit more like some of the earlier Costco wines I tried were quite translucent. This one's getting a little bit more body to it, which is neither here nor there. Nor are the legs here nor there. I explain all that in my wine tasting video. I am hypnotizing you with wine. Oh, stop. Oh, that's potent on the nose. Oh, how to even describe it? Almost like the fruits, like if you've ever like walked under, are they mulberries, boysenberries? There were trees growing up in St. Louis that dropped the berries, and when you walked by them, they would smell berry rich, but almost a little funky. That's what I'm getting on this. Also a little earth, a little florals. By the way, this single vineyard wine goes for a crazy $17.99. They say single vineyard. I have seen single vineyards that there will be like part of it here, a whole nother vineyard in between them, and then another over there, and they still call it single vineyard. So sometimes single vineyard means a lot, sometimes it doesn't. There's something, oh God, what? I can't put my finger on it. Bath soap. This is like a berry body wash on the nose. Licorice. I'm getting a lot of licorice. That's what it is. I'm getting like black licorice. Ropes. Like the Twizzlers that you almost never see, but also red Twizzlers. I'm getting floral notes. I feel like some people would just be like, oh yes, this wine is more savory and complex and interesting. It definitely would go more with food than some of the other Costco wines I've tried. At the same time, I'm like, $18, I want a wine that I feel like tastes good. And like, something about this wine just doesn't taste good to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't think it's a bad wine technically, but like the flavors don't seem coherent. The tannins are kind of like, needs some work. This might be a wine that just needs like a couple more years to like find its stride. But it's 2022. 3 years to grow up and get its shit together. I would still probably put it above some of the other cheaper wines I've tried, but like I don't find it pleasant, and I don't find it $18 pleasant. Money is tight these days, guys. Priorities. I am tasting the most expensive Costco brand Kirkland wine I have tried. This is their signature series, Stag's Leap District Cabernet Sauvignon 2023. Stag's Leap is a renowned region of Napa Valley, renowned for, watch my video about the Judgment of Paris below to find out why. This goes for $22.99, which is still a song for a wine, which makes me both excited that it could be a major bargain and scared that they're gonna have done something with Stag's Leap that I don't think they should. Being a wine professional is very stressful. Deep in color. Deep ruby, I'm gonna say. More ruby than purple. Very strong nose. Definitely there was some oak influence on this. Vanilla is like the first note that I got, followed by like stewed plum, blackberry juice, a little bit of earth, a little bit of dust, a little bit of sawdust. There's a lot of dust. There's a lot of dust. Trent, the cameraman, just was like, well, there's a lot of dust in the wine today. Cabernet Sauvignon in particular, particularly if they're using just like oak chips, will impart a more dusty flavor, which is not necessarily bad. Cedar, sawdust. Let's try it on the palate. Yeah, I'm getting more like dark cola and chocolate notes on that. Very silky tannins. Well integrated but grabby. I feel guilty saying this, but I think this might be a good buy for the money. Worth the money. All right, now I am trying the 2023 Kirkland Pinot Noir from Russian River Valley for $12.49. I feel like it's supposed to be $99, but I saw that label. You do you, Costco. Will it be any good? Only my taste buds will tell you. It's got that sort of garnety hue already. I can tell that is typical of a Pinot Noir. Pale garnet. I mean, it's more ruby in the center, but garnet on the outside. It's like if cherries and bubblegum had a love child. Yeah, I'm getting like a weird grape gum mixed with cherry note to it. A little spicy, like allspice. Let's just drink it. Oh, well, it tastes more like Pinot Noir on the palate. You get a lot more like bright cherry notes. You get a little earth to it, a little bit of a floral note to it. The tannins, I feel like, are maybe more than I would expect on your average Russian River Pinot, but nothing like to write home about. I get a lot of vanilla. There's definitely some sort of like play at oak going on here. Slightly chemical taste to it. $12.49. Would I buy this wine? No, there's other Pinots at this price point that I think would be better. Sorry, Kirkland. Did you know that Costco makes wine from Argentina? This is the Kirkland 2023 Malbec from Mendoza. Malbec and I have a bit of a feud. Watch my blind tasting video that was like the second or third thing I posted to find out why. Let's see how this one is. Mendoza is kind of a big region. There's smaller pockets of it, but I mean, it's a little more specific than just saying this wine's from Argentina, so there's that. Oh, and this goes for $6.99. It's very deep and slightly opaque. Oh God. It smells like tar and tires. Trent, the cameraman, you have much experience with tar and tires?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Well, if he smelled this wine, he would. Oh God. It is sour. It is tart. Ah. No, God, no. Kill. This goes squarely in the kill pile. No. No, Malbec, my feud with you continues, Malbec. We're moving into France. This is the Kirkland Saint-Emilion Grand Cru Red Wine 2022. Saint-Emilion Grand Cru is a sub-region of Saint-Emilion, which falls on the right bank of Bordeaux. It means it's mostly Merlot. In this case, this is 83% Merlot, 14% Cabernet Franc, and 3% Cab Sauv. For only $15. I've had some good experience with Right Bank Bordeaux for lesser prices, but I will not let that cloud my judgment. I will hate this if I must. Very ruby in hue, medium intensity, clear, no sign of gas or sediment, as they like you to say if you're studying for the quartermaster sommelier's exams. Mild on the nose, very plummy, a little floral, a little woodsy, very whimsical. Oh, that's actually quite pleasant. It starts out very light, a little more at the flower, a little bit of the fruit. Then mid-palate sort of settles in with a little more structure. And then it finishes light again. But it all feels like a journey that your mouth was meant to go on. Unlike some of the wines that were like punching here, punching there, and you're like, I don't know what I just swallowed. Yeah, a lot of plums. The tannins are very drying. They're fine-grained. This would actually be great with food. I'm gonna give this the thumbs up. For $15, this is like a totally solid wine. I give it my endorsement. Costco wine from Italy! This is the Kirkland Chianti Classico Riserva. Riserva means it has to be aged 2 years at least, as opposed to regular Chianti Classico. This is from 2022. Chianti Classico, it has to be mostly Sangiovese is the grape. Chianti Classico is the region. It is in Tuscany. I have been there. I've had delightful times there. I find myself wondering if these are the excess grapes of one of the marvelous wineries I went to there, sold off to Costco to make this wine. Be that what it may, let's see what it's like. It's like almost every Costco wine has the same proportion of translucity, some a little more purpley than others. This one gets a little rusty at the rim. Herbal, earthy, a little bit of red fruit lurking underneath all that. On the nose, I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't like it. This is a $10 wine. Let's see. It's a little acrid, feels a little burnt. Look, I love Chianti Classico as a region, but like whatever they did to these grapes, it's like a little acrid, barely any fruit, a lot of earth. Structurally, medium tannins, medium acid. Alcohol, we're gonna call it 14%. The alcohol is invisible. Oh, there we go. They say the alcohol is 13.5, maybe. This is Bernie, it's acrid. It feels like the fruit got like toasted somehow. This wine is not doing it for me. It's not even worth the $10. Cheers to saying no to bad wine. I am now sampling Toscana IGT. IGT wines used to be like less prestigious than like DOC or DOCG wines. That's a whole nother story. This one actually comes in at a higher price tag than some of the fancier named wines. This one costs $14.99. We do not know what kind of red blend this is, but a Tuscan wine blend typically will be a blend of Cabernet, Merlot, and Sangiovese. Maybe some other outliers. For $15, let's like see how this is. We must find out if it is indeed super. Very deep colored. Very pleasant on the nose. A little floral, a little grass. A hint of petrichor, which is the smell that comes from the earth after the rain. Although I am in Chicago and it just stormed, so maybe I'm just smelling that. Really pleasant, actually. Red plum, red raspberry. This feels comforting. Dry, fine-grained, integrated tannins, ripe fruit. Surprised I actually really like this wine. The fruit is like just ripe enough. You're getting a lot of plum, you're getting a lot of berry, you're getting a little bit of florals, you're getting a little balsamic vinegar, which makes you're just like, this is Italian wine. Italian wine, really good Italian wine, or even not really good Italian wine, but Italian wine. And this tastes frickin' Italian. I just noticed they have tasting notes on the back of the bottle. Wild herb, ripe cherry, and raspberry. Yeah, sure. I see all that. This gets like a big thumbs up. You do you. Toscana, IGT, Costco wine. Barolo from Italia. One of the finest wines. They call it the king of wines. And this one goes for a mere $19.99. Sus? Maybe. How could they get away with it? How could they get away with it? A lot of ways they could get away with it, but if they get away with it and it tastes good, then I am here for a $20 Barolo. I will say this is a 2021 Barolo, which Barolo is required to be aged at least I think 38 months, basically 3 years. So the 2021s are the newest ones on the market. This is the freshest Barolo you could ask for. Barolo is a big ass wine. It's full of tannins, full of alcohol, it's full of acid. I'm like twirling the wine bottle like it's my glass. Oh, it looks like a Barolo. That's promising. When I say it looks like a Barolo, I mean it's translucent, it is garnet. Tar, vinegar, a little more purple fruit, some cherry. I am upset that this actually does smell like, I don't know if I would go to Barolo immediately smelling it, but it smells like a Nebbiolo, which is the grape they use in the Barolo wines. I like this wine. I like this wine a lot. I would not call it your finest Barolo. It has a lot of the Barolo elements.
How much does your finest Barolo cost?
Your finest Barolo can cost at least 10 times as much as this Barolo. Barolo, like I said, is Nebbiolo. It's a big grape. I'm getting tannins just like sucking the moisture out of my cheeks. I'm getting acidity, searing. I'm getting alcohol that is high. I'm gonna put it at, where do I feel the burn? 14.5. 14.5. I thought I saw Trent, the cameraman, like about to do like a gesture of victory, thank you, but then I realized he was just adjusting the lens. Woo, this dries the mouth out. You get those really classic tarry, a little bit of floral, a little bit cherry notes, a little vanilla. Yeah, major like wet soil, damp soil mixed with like roses, mixed with berry notes. That being said, it is so fucking young. It is not all knitted together. It's like a little bit jarring right now. It will get better with a couple more years in the bottle. For $20, like go get some Barolo from Costco and just like see what happens. It won't hurt you, it won't hurt me. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm going to buy 500 more. I'm gonna buy 5. I'm not going to Costco tomorrow. All right, we have tasted through 13 Kirkland wines. I have my bottom 3, and then I have 4 top 3. So I'm gonna taste the 4 top 3 again to tell you the top 3, and then possibly the top of the top. We'll see. The bottom 3 were the Kirkland Red Blend. It was, but like don't. The Malbec. The Malbec was deplorable. The Chianti Classico was not good. For price for flavor, these 3 were my worst. Okay, so I'm going to do a speed tasting through the Stag's Leap Cabernet, the Emilion, the Toscana, and the Barolo. You know what? I'm going to challenge myself to pick a top 2, and then I will pick a winner and be like, gonna spend some money. Costco, get this one. Pray for me. As you can see, I am very poor at making decisions that don't actually matter, so thank you for bearing with me. Let's get those results. I have narrowed it down to a top 3. It is the Stag's Leap Cab, it is the Emilion Grand Cru, or it is the Barolo. 3 countries, all 3 alike in dignity. Not! Sorry, that was a deep Shakespeare cut. I have thought long and hard. I'm going to taste again. Trent, the cameraman, just backed the camera away. He's like, back away from this woman, she's a beast. God, I'm torn between France and Italy. This is the story of my life. Do I love France? Do I amore Italy? When the moon hits my eye like a big pizza pie, I like, but what about the brie moon? If I'm going to crown a bottle the winner of the taste test, I'm gonna give it to Emilion Grand Cru for both taste, and it is, of my top 3, the most affordable. Merlot, you go baby. To sum it all up, the cheapest of the wines were not the best. The ones on the higher end were, although a couple on the higher end weren't. I would say start with the ones I recommend and then tell me what you drink that I missed out on. Comment below and all that stuff. The most important thing to do is to pick the wine you like, pour yourself a glass, enjoy that glass, you're worth it.
I'm just gonna turn it on and let it roll.
So many men telling me what to do with my fucking YouTube channel.